One of the upgrades that we've been wanting to do on our Braxton Creek Free Solo Romo, or 15 FK, is to install a backsplash. Now, since there is a weight issue with real tile, we went with the stick-on tile. So come with me while I show you how I do that. So what I decided to purchase here are these Art 3D peel and stick tiles. And they come in packages of 10, and I just decided I wanted to have enough to do the space in the camper. So I purchased 2 boxes. So I will have a total of 20. I also was told to get this wallpaper smoothing toolkit, so because it has a piece of plastic that will help smooth it out on the wall when installing. I cook in here quite frequently, and I'm really wanting something else to help protect the walls and keep the food off of it and make it easier to clean for me. And also something that just looks nice. So the first thing that I did was I went ahead and took these scissors and just cut a straight edge to start on my wall. I may have to do that a few more times, but I have a pretty good idea that it's going to cut nice and straight with these scissors instead of having to use a razor or X-Acto knife. You want to make sure that your surface is clean and dry before installing tile. You can use a ruler and a pencil to draw a line in order to line it up. Or, like I did, I just used the bottom of the counter, and that worked fine. So one of the things that I really don't like is I've got this lined up, but this wall is not completely straight. It kind of curves over in the corner, and so now there's this little gap. And that's gonna bug the crap out of me. So I'm just gonna do that over again. Okay, so I got this to work. There is a tiny, tiny little gap at the bottom, but I can live with that. I'm gonna go ahead and stick that on now. The most difficult part of this process really is just making sure the tiles line up. All right, so on this corner it's gonna be a little challenging because obviously we've got a curved side here, and this is not gonna work even if it's flat. I've already tried it. So what I actually did was I set that up, but then I grabbed one of these pieces of paper that was on the back, and I just sort of lined it up in the corner and traced it out. And I know that I'm gonna have to add that last little section on there. See how that goes. So I just sort of traced it out, and then I know that I'm gonna need to cut right here on this line for the bottom portion. Now I just need to obviously cut that line. Let's see how it goes. Gonna get it as close as we can. So yeah, we might trim a little bit off the bottom there. But it does fit nicely. Actually, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna trim some of this glue down in here because it's on a little bit thick. So I think if I trim a little bit of that, that'll give me a little bit of room. And now when it goes in there, it should line up pretty well. It's not going to be perfect, but we can get this lined up pretty well. I go across there. I'm happy with that. So with this section, I went ahead and just grabbed one of the backings, lined it up, and then what I'm gonna do, what I started doing actually is measuring. So it's 9.5 centimeters all the way around. So I'm just gonna go ahead and measure that and then cut it out. So then I just made myself a little pattern, and I will just go ahead and use that to trace the tile and cut that out. So I'm just cutting out the little pattern. I did kind of screw up a little bit, so I'm just trying to follow the line. It's fine because it does have this plastic film over it, so that's not going to show. Always make sure you have something underneath when you're using a knife like this. Okay, so we'll just see if this works. That fits a little better. I'm gonna need to make that opening up just a little bit bigger to make that work. Not a problem. So as far as the edges go, I just have a few of these little guys left over. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna cut them and stick them on. And voila, we have a backsplash, at least a partial. I'm probably going to end up covering this whole space, but a little bit of a mess I made there.